wanted to just say hello and introduce you to our farm, our family. You've seen our chickens, our horses. Again, my name is Samantha. Now, we started off with probably 5 or 6 different breeds. I would definitely tell you, I can't go over every breed, there are so many. But choose a breed that does what you need it to. For example, if it lays enough eggs for you during the year. Or when you get into chickens even more and you want to process your own meat chickens, there are certain breeds that are better for that. March is usually the time during the year where the chicks start coming in your local stores. You can order them online if you like from different companies. You do not have to have a rooster for your hens to lay eggs. They will lay them automatically. Of course, to have chicks, you will need a rooster. We actually had 4 chicks. One of our hens found or made a nest in our lilies this past year. So we had 4 chicks. I was weed eating and I looked down and there were 4 babies in the weeds. So I was like, let me stop. And so when we could collect them, we put them in a fence and, they were protected in the shed. I would say if you have a family of 4, probably 6 chickens might do you. It also, depends on how many eggs you want to eat in a day. When you start to collect a lot of eggs like we have made quiches and frozen them and vacuum sealed them. You can freeze dry them, dehydrate them raw, like scramble them up, put them in the freeze dryer or dehydrator. When all the moisture is gone, you can crumble them up and then put them in a jar or blend them up so they're powder. Then I think 1 teaspoon of egg powder, you put that to 1 teaspoon of water, and then you can then scramble that up. Fresh eggs are always best. You can also, what's called water bathing eggs. You put lime in a glass jar and you just keep filling up the eggs until your jar is full, but you want to make sure you keep that water line, make sure the eggs are below that so they are protected. Eggs have what's called a bloom on the outside, like a little coating to keep them protected. That is the reason why you do not have to put them in the refrigerator. They need a shelter for them. We decided to get a shed, which you've seen in my other video. You don't want to have too many roosters to a flock. 2 roosters is pretty good for, I think they say 8 to 12 hens. Shavings, we use shavings on the floor. We have tried many different ways of, flooring for our chickens. We've tried sand. I'd like to be more self-sufficient. I don't want to depend on grocery stores. We saw what happened a few years ago when things became depleted, and I just want us to be taken care of. And growing our own food and canning your own food and preserving your own food is one way to do that. And it's not sprayed as much with all these chemicals and glyphosate and all that stuff upsets your gut bacteria, makes you sick, makes you can't get well once you are sick. Try to do what you can. And for small homesteading, start with a garden and chickens. We had a lot. I wanted a break for a while. So we downsized, but I've got everything into a nice position where I'd like to investigate pigs, like the little pigs. I think they're really cute. And a dairy cow. I want a mini Jersey cow. So if anybody's out there that has one and can give me any tips, I would love that. Oh, sorry, I just saw the crane. We have a crane that visits our pond. I don't know if I can get him, though. He flies off every time I try to do something. Hang on. Right to the left of that black pole. If you can see him out there. I don't know why I'm whispering. He can't hear me. He's looking for food. And right now, he's not going to find any because there's no fish in our pond, apparently. Something that Robin is working on. That was the guy on the machine the other week. He is working on getting our pond back to life, so to speak. I have not had time to do that. And that is something else that, it has to be real with homesteading, farming. It's a lot of work. It's very rewarding. You get results that you did all by yourself. You learn new skills. I mean, sometimes I forget all the things that I have learned over, all the time that we have lived here, but I have skills now. I want to help you guys out and show you the things that I know how to do. Please don't think that you can do it all. Start small, do one thing at a time, plan it out as much as you can. Don't get too many roosters. It's not always exciting. Like I said, it's not always a birth of an animal, or sometimes it's weed eating all weekend, or as much as your back can take. Sometimes it's cutting the grass, which is one of my favorite things to do. That is, besides planting seeds and watching things grow, that is one thing I get very excited about. And it's more like bush hogging the pasture because the horses don't eat everything. But I put my hat on, put my sunglasses on, I got my drink, and I put my music on, and I just ride, and it is so nice. Just being outside in the sun, it's so healing. I'll take you on a little bit of that when we get to that, but sometimes I'm doing it for hours at a time, and I love it. I just want to make it real for people. I may not do things like the way that an engineer might do them because I'm not an engineer. I'm just a girl who wanted a farm, and I'm doing it the best way that I know how. I try to expand my garden like every year. You know, I would love to have and grow enough food for the next season. On a daily basis, we give our chickens what's called a scratch, which is literally what they like to do with it. They will scratch the ground, and usually it's made up of a lot of different grains. I think the one we have has like corn, peas, barley, millet, sunflower seeds. They love sunflower seeds. You can always throw in pumpkins, like I did this morning. We do not use chemical sprays around the house or anywhere else. I think we've covered all the basics and the beginners on chickens. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. Or I want to encourage more people to start living off your land. You can do this in your backyard. You may not be able to have chickens in your backyard, but you can grow a garden. You can start feeding yourself. You can put things in pots. You can grow anything in a bag. I have that little carrot video that I couldn't get carrots to grow in the soil, and I grew them inside underneath a grow lamp, and I got the seedlings going, and then I put them in those bags, and that was the only way I got carrots, but I kept having to try different things. You just can't give up. You gotta keep trying. If you want something bad enough, you have to work hard to get it, and I have worked very hard to get where I am, and I want to spread that knowledge to you so that you can do the same thing. And even when it's completely overwhelming, which sometimes I stare out at this place and I'm like, what do I do first? Do something. Well, I was about to say goodbye, Elliot, to you, but the battery died. So, here I am again. Thanks for listening. If you're interested, you can follow us and, you know, maybe even try to do the same things we do with us. Maybe I'm not on the same scale or even bigger. Do only what you can handle. I took a few years of time off in between because I had so many animals that I was just overwhelmed and overworked. And so I would love for you to come along with us on this journey, and I will try to answer all your questions that I can. Well, I made a video last week, which I'm still working on, but my mom told me 2 days ago that she had a surprise for me. And one of the things I said in my video was like, farms, homesteads, they're not always about, you know, having births on the farm. And here we go. I'm about to show you one. It is January 7th. We are in my mother's silky shed. We keep these separate because they are smaller and a little bit more delicate as chickens. And she told me 2 days ago that we had a little surprise. So, this is our little black silky. Oh, there's one. We have 2 little silky chicks. They are so tiny. Where's the other one? The other one's hiding. Oh, there she is. There she is. Good grief. And they're 2 days old, maybe?
Second day.
Second day. And aren't they cute? Let's see if I can zoom in. And already eating.